Thanks for coming. I think the easiest way to start this thing is, in 32 years of policing, this is the sickest, most twisted scumbag that I have ever come across in my career. And I am grateful to the men and women who are seated along the wall and behind you, who this is what they do for a living, internet crimes against children. So if you want to attack a child, have sex with a child, if you want to send pictures of a naked child out to all these other sick son of a bitches around the world, and you do it in Volusia County, this group right here is going to come after your ass. And you're going to end up like this guy. This guy's in jail, 24 years old, for the rest of his life. So I can't say it any plainer. If you insist on attacking a child and stealing their innocence, sexually abuse them, you want to take pictures of them, you want to create child pornography, I can guarantee you that the men and women in this room are going to do everything they can to come and get you and nail your ass to the cross. They started an investigation on the 29th. They worked for 15 straight hours this month, and they were able to serve a search warrant yesterday to lock up this scumbag. And what this scumbag did was he comes to Florida. He's from Brooklyn, New York. He's 24 years old. The other night, he's on this Kick website, and he's chatting with somebody in Osceola County. And during that chat, he asked the person he's chatting with, are you in other groups on Kick? Do you like them young? I mean, the younger the better. Are you into rape, incest, incredibly young? Any limits on how young? I have some very young. I'll be hosting on Friday, looking for other pervs to play with. And part of when they executed the search warrant, they were able to recover DNA evidence that helped hammer this down. We believe there are other victims in New York, and anybody who has befriended this guy and allowed them around your children, you need to contact us. Because not only is he into children, but he's into animals as well, and that's what he told us. So I think when you read this affidavit, even though so much stuff is redacted, just to see the conversation that went on, that he's talking to this guy in Osceola County, and the guy is so sickened by it that he notifies the Osceola County Sheriff's Office and says, hey, you need to come here and look at these transmissions that are going on. They do. They join into transmissions, and then they notify us because it's our jurisdiction. And, you know, I cannot tell you how proud I am of the men and women that do this, because I could never do it. You know, your first instinct is you want to cut his heart out and step on it. But, you know, you can't do that. But these folks, this is what they do. And, you know, Brevard County, their ICAC unit helped us out. Osceola County, the ICAC unit. But it was the men and women here that spent 15 hours to try to do everything they can, because they knew that somewhere along the line on Friday, and God knows what could have happened to them worse than what this guy did. And this guy did nothing but steal these their childhood. I mean, I guess if there's any consolation to it, it's that the girls were asleep at the time this occurred, and they really don't know what happened. So, like I said, I don't know how to sum it up. I think this report says it all. It's one sick son of a bitch.